Hello my friends. Many of you may have appliances with doors that swing in the wrong direction, and what most people don't know is the doors are designed, or the appliances are designed, that you can switch the way the doors are hinged, and it goes true for refrigerators as well as washing and drying machines. This refrigerator that I have, I got a real good deal on it. It's a used refrigerator, and you can see here that it opens up towards the wall, and I want to swing the door the other direction to open up into the kitchen. And it's a refrigerator, and if you look closely at how the door is made, first of all, the door is symmetrical, and if you look, the logo right here corresponds with the height of this handle. And if you look at the bottom, the handle here, this bottom point where it's tied, if you come straight across, there's a button in here. And those buttons will pull out like that. And if you look at the top where the hinge is here, corresponding across, you have another button here. And the screw holes here and the button here for the hinge. And over on this side you can see the plastic plugs that are covering the holes for the handle, and they will pull out the same way. So now we're going to rotate or switch the handles. My fingernail can't reach underneath, so my Swiss Army will come in handy. Nudge them out, don't break them. Here's the cover for the hinge, and it snaps on, and we need to get the wrenches, move the refrigerator out so I have room to work, and take those off. You see the extra holes? That's for when you switch to the other side. And the hinge goes on at a slight diagonal. This has double-sided tape, so you have to pry it off real gentle. And there's our screw hole. There's Phillips screws on the underside, 2 of them. After you remove these screws, gently pull the handle across and slightly tap it up. There's a keyway here, so that locks in. This screw now will be switched to the other side. This screw here, it's a Phillips. We remove this one and we thread it in to this hole that's provided for it. Right like that. Then our refrigerator tag, we can cover this hole that we just removed, the screw that we just removed. Okay, now we need to take the door off. Now I'm going to remove this tube that I loosened Then the door will be freed up. And I'm going to work quick because I have food in the refrigerator and the freezer. And there is the hinge. It'll switch to the other side. Okay, the bottom hinge here is on a pin, so we just lift up. The lower hinge is held on with 2 screws. We remove these 2. These are also Phillips. Right there. Now this goes to the other side. Now we put the handle on the opposite side. So just in reverse, what we do, snap that on, gently move this over. Make sure you get it in the right holes. They line up. The freezer door is ready to go on, but we have to change the lower refrigerator door. Okay, this hinge needs to be removed and the handle needs to be removed off the door, same as we did with the upper part. Remove the 2 screws on the lower handle. Gently move this to the side. Now this time we tap it down. That comes off. We need to unhook the mid hinge. 3 screws hold this on. This is symmetrical. It'll just flip upside down for the other side. And that comes off. It'll be flipped over for the other side. Now we just lift the door up. It comes off the lower hinge. The lower hinge is held on with the same socket. There's 3 screws or bolts down here. This lower pin has to be switched to the other side, and it has the same socket. So we just unthread that, thread it on the other side. That one's switched. This cover plate will have to snap off. It's a good time to clean it. And it'll have to be switched in the other direction. So that now exposes the holes on the other side. You can see here after I cleaned it off on the inside, these oval sections, notice the distance here compared to the distance here. That's so that you can flip it around and cover the holes that we just removed. The hinge we just removed, it's covering those holes. Now we need to start putting everything back together, starting with this hinge. Don't over tighten the screws. You could strip them out. Okay, there's a plastic shim that came from the other side. Put that on. There's 2 screws here that are part way in. That's so the hinge can slide into it. Then this one locks it on. Now we take the door, set the door on the bottom hinge. Set this hinge in. top of the door. Now we slide it over. And we can now set the screws for this hinge. Okay, the handle goes on the same as the other, the top one. Set that keyway there, tap it on, gently bring this over, line the holes, and 2 screws will hold the top of the handle. Take the top door, set it on the swivel hinge, swivel pin, and I have a step ladder here to help me out. You got the top pin, align that up, and there is play. That's an adjustment. Once you set the screws, you can set the adjustment. On these bolts, now we replace all the decorative covers. That snaps on. We have our covers, snaps there. Cover snaps in this one. These buttons we replace where we found the holes, missing the screw holes. Get these same pins. These help keep dirt out of those holes. 2 on the top, snap those in those bolt holes. There we have it. Now the refrigerator opens, easy access to the rest of the kitchen. And that took maybe 10 minutes to make the switch, to do the adjustment. Let me show you the washer and dryer. I had a similar thing where the doors opened in the wrong direction and I switched them around, and that again was about a 10-minute job. Here is my washer and dryer. These are Maytag and they're front loader, and I bought these because they were a real good deal. Got them real cheap. They were used, and they are side by side. They go into this position because the plumbing in the garage where I have the washer dryer is set up for the electric and the plumbing to be in this order. So with that being said, the doors opened the wrong way. They opened in a direction that it would have been here, and when you're loading and unloading from the washer to the dryer, the doors kept getting in the way, and the dryer door would keep closing on me. So if you look closely at these doors, they are symmetrical on both sides. You can see here where the hinge is. Over on the other side, hinge, opposite side. There is a plastic cover plate. This is covering the spot where the hinge screws in. So all that you do to make this change is remove this plastic screw or plastic cover plate, take the hinges off, switch the hinges to the other side. Now you look on this side where the hinge is, there's a snap. That's the door latch. Same as on this side. So if you can identify that they're on both sides, the door will be changeable. Then when you remove the hinge, you can see on this side, there's the screw holes for the hinge when you switch it. So this was also about a 10-minute job, and it makes it much easier when you're unloading the washer from the one side. You just flip it over to the other. The doors are not in the way. So it's a good change. Something that should be done if you come across a good deal. You don't reject buying it because the hinges or the doors are swinging in the wrong direction. Well, hope that helped you out. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.